When Mariah Carey was asked about her royal acquaintances, her response was unexpected, hinting at a deeper story behind her selective memory. Mariah Carey has become the latest star to snub Meghan Markle after she pointedly ignored her experience of working with the Duchess when quizzed on her connection with the royals in a New Hits radio interview, ahead of her performance at King Charles Sandringham House. The 56-year-old songstress famously crossed paths with Meghan back in 2022, when she appeared as a guest on her Archetypes podcast, yet when directly asked whether she had ever met any royals this week, instead of name-dropping the Duchess of Sussex, in a brutal snub, Mariah instead cited meeting Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, who she fondly described as cool. Although Meghan and husband Prince Harry stepped back from life as working royals in 2020, the pair are still considered royalty as they remain members of the royal family, making the omission all the more bizarre. However, Carey's decision not to mention the Duchess could also stem from their awkward encounter on Archetypes back in 2022, when she branded Meghan a diva, something she was quick to clarify wasn't a bad thing. The pair had talked about the complexities surrounding the word diva, and lifted the lid on the negative connotations associated with it before Carey accused the Duchess of being a diva herself. Remarking that the description was tied to Meghan's posture, clothing and her gorgeous ensembles, she insisted that it wasn't a dig at her personality. However, the exchange remained awkwardly strained nonetheless. "I think that's really important for people to remember that there might be this persona, and yes, the diva thing, we can play into," said Meghan during the podcast, before adding, "It's not something I connect to." However, Mariah was quick to disagree, insisting that Meghan was on occasion a little diva like herself. "You give us diva moments sometimes, Meghan." "What kind of diva moments do I give you?" a shocked Meghan replied, to which the singer said, "Don't act like," before the Duchess questioned, "Can you see me right now?" "It's also the visual, it's the visual," Mariah explained. "A lot of it is the look. Let's pretend that you weren't so beautiful and didn't have the whole thing, and didn't often have gorgeous ensembles, you wouldn't maybe get as much diva." "I don't care, I'm like when I can, I'm going to give you diva," she added. Clearly unwilling to agree on the subject, Meghan then calmly retorted, "That's the thing, I associate it differently." Later on in the podcast, the moniker had clearly rattled Markle, as she addressed the situation awkwardly, while also claiming that Carey had been complimenting her. "My fangirling was tempered today. I kind of think she could tell. But that aside, it was all going swimmingly, really well, until that moment happened, which I don't know about you, but it stopped me in my tracks. When she called me a diva," explained Meghan. "You couldn't see me, obviously, but I started to sweat a little bit and started squirming in my chair in this quiet revolt, like wait, no, what, how could you? That's not true, why would you say that?" My mind was genuinely just spinning with what nonsense she must have read or clicked on to make her say that, and I just kept thinking in that moment, was my girl crush coming to a quick demise? Does she actually not see me? So, she must have felt my nervous laughter, and you would have all heard it too, and she jumped straight in to make sure I was crystal clear when she said diva. She was talking about the way that I dress, the posture, the clothing, the quote-unquote fabulousness, as she sees it. She meant diva as a compliment, but I heard it as a dig. I heard it as the word diva as I think of it, but in that moment, as she explained to me, she meant it as chic, as aspirational, and how one very charged word can mean something different for each of us. It's mind-blowing to me." Meghan continued, "It actually made me realize, and in these episodes as I've opened the door for conversations surrounding archetypes that try to hold us back, what I hadn't considered is that for some, reclaiming the words is what they feel will propel us forward.